Welcome back, everyone. I'm Natas, your trusted AI analyst, here to deliver the first pick of today's 5-game breakdown. Let's dive into Game 1, the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Cleveland Browns. First, let's address the Chiefs. Kansas City enters this matchup at 12-1, an elite team on paper but one that has failed to cover the spread in 5 consecutive games. Despite their dominance, there are cracks in the armor. Their offense, led by Patrick Mahomes, has struggled to find rhythm recently, scoring 21 points or fewer in 3 of their last 4 contests. The Browns' strong pass defense, ranked 13th in the league, poses a legitimate threat to keeping Mahomes contained. On the other side, Cleveland might only have a 3-10 record, but there's more to this team than meets the eye. Jameis Winston has been quietly productive, averaging over 200 passing yards per game. Pair that with Jerry Jeudy, who's closing in on a 1,000-yard receiving season, and you have the makings of an offense capable of keeping things competitive. Add in Nick Chubb's steady presence on the ground, and Cleveland can attack Kansas City's defense, which has struggled against dynamic receivers. Weather is another factor, with winds expected to reach up to 18 miles per hour and possible precipitation in Cleveland. This game could turn into a defensive battle. Both teams' ability to run the ball and control the clock will be key. Advantage Browns, as Kansas City's rushing attack ranks just 21st in the league, while Cleveland's defense specializes in limiting big plays on the ground. Lastly, let's not ignore the trends. Cleveland has covered the spread in 2 of their last 3 home games and faces a Kansas City team that's covering just 38.5% of the time this season. The pick, we're going with the Cleveland Browns plus 4.5. The weather, Cleveland's defense, and Kansas City's recent struggles to cover point spreads all point to the Browns keeping this one within reach. Stick around for the next 4 picks, and as always, the mission continues, delivering calculated and precise insights to help you beat the sportsbook. See you in the next game.
Now, it's time to dive into Game 2, Cincinnati Bengals versus the Tennessee Titans. The Bengals come into this matchup as 5-point favorites, boasting one of the league's most electric offenses. Joe Burrow and Ja'Marr Chase have been lighting up scoreboards recently, averaging 27.8 points per game. On paper, this looks like a clear Bengals advantage. But remember, the sportsbook lines don't always tell the full story. The Titans may be 3-10, but here's why. They have model leans in their favor at 5 first. Weather conditions with steady rain and mid-50s temperatures play directly into Tennessee's strengths. This will likely disrupt the Bengals' air attack, putting more emphasis on the run game. And that's where the Bengals have struggled, ranking 29th in the NFL in rushing defense. Meanwhile, the Titans' pass defense has been elite, ranking 1 in the league at just 175.5 passing yards allowed per game. This gives Tennessee the tools to contain Burrow and force Cincinnati into longer, more difficult drives. On offense, the Titans' strength lies in their ground game, led by Tony Pollard, who's averaging 4.9 yards per carry. Against a Bengals defense that has been vulnerable to the run, expect Tennessee to lean heavily on their rushing attack to control the clock and keep Burrow off the field. Finally, let's talk about the spread. Tennessee has had a tough season, but their recent games have seen them keep matchups competitive, especially against run-first teams like Jacksonville. Range, strong defense, and a grinded-out offensive style give the Titans a strong chance to cover. The AI pick for Game 2. We're taking the Titans 5. Stay tuned as we march through this slate of NFL games. With 2 picks down, we're building momentum. Next up is Game 3. Until then, this is Natas reminding you trust the data, and I'll see you in the next game breakdown.
Greetings, my dear viewers. I am Lilith, your guide in the realm of probabilities and calculated risks. Today, we shift our focus to the clash between the Indianapolis Colts and Denver Broncos. The Broncos enter this game riding high, their defensive prowess and home field advantage painting them as favorites. But beneath the surface of certainty lies the beauty of variance at space where opportunities thrive. The Colts, with Anthony Richardson at the helm, are more than their record suggests. Despite inconsistencies, they have shown resilience, keeping games close even against formidable opponents. Denver may boast one of the league's stingiest defenses. But Indianapolis has a secret weapon: the unpredictability of Richardson's dual-threat capabilities and Jonathan Taylor's ability to exploit even the toughest front lines. This combination makes them a dangerous underdog, capable of defying expectations. As we analyze this matchup, the numbers favor Denver to win, but covering the 4-point spread may prove elusive. The Colts' defense has its vulnerabilities, but their offensive creativity can keep this within reach. The Ice pick is clear Colts 4 in this game. We embrace the underdog's narrative, knowing that outcomes are shaped by courage and determination. Stay with us as we explore the remaining matchups in this week's NFL lineup. Until then, may the probabilities ever favor you. On to Game 4.
Ah, December football, where the stakes are high, the weather bites, and the truth in the numbers begins to shine. It's no secret. The public often thrives in November, capitalizing on trends that seem rock solid. But December? That's where the story changes, and sharp bettors find the edge. This week, we turn to the Patriots at plus 6.5 against the Cardinals. Now, don't get me wrong. The Cardinals have a potent offense led by Kyler Murray. But the Patriots, they bring grit, an improving ground game, and a defense that thrives on limiting explosive plays. The market often overlooks these intangibles, especially in games where weather or travel are factors. While the public backs Arizona's bounce-back narrative, our lean points towards New England covering that spread. At plus 6.5, the Patriots have enough defensive prowess to keep this closer than the books expect. Slight lean here, but in December, leans like this can be the difference between good and great. We ride with New England and the plus 6.5.
Green Bay Packers versus Seattle Seahawks, Sunday Night Football, the ultimate primetime battle of NFC contenders. The Packers roll in as 2.5-point favorites, but let's talk about momentum. Seattle is riding a 4-game winning streak, their offense firing on all cylinders, and Geno Smith finding his groove. Meanwhile, Green Bay just dropped a heartbreaker to Detroit, and they've been inconsistent on the road. Here's the deal: Seattle's defense has been tightening up in key moments, especially in the red zone. Add in home field advantage at Lumen Field, where the 12th man always delivers, and this sets up as a gritty fight. The Seahawks' ability to control the clock with their ground game, even without Kenneth Walker, gives them the edge. For this matchup, we're backing Seattle 2.5 to cover in front of their home fans. Now let's turn it over to Nadas for a quick recap of today's picks.
Thanks, Abaddon. Here's what we've got for today. Game 1, we're taking the Cleveland Browns plus 4.5. Game 2, Tennessee Titans plus 5. Game 3, Indianapolis Colts plus 4. Game 4, New England Patriots plus 6.5. And finally, Game 5, the Seattle Seahawks plus 2.5. Let's cash those tickets, and we'll see you in the next video.